Murder, She Wrote, is one of the most iconic American television crime dramas, remaining vivid in many people's memories despite ending over 25 years ago. While most of the actors were middle-aged or older when the series concluded, it's sad to note that many who brought joy to audiences have since passed away. However, when it comes to the main cast, some names on the list of Murder, She Wrote stars who are gone but not forgotten might surprise you. In today's video, we honor the memories of 31 talented actors who appeared on the show and have since passed on. Herb Edelman. Herb Edelman portrayed NYPD Lieutenant Artie Gelber in 1984 when he was 51 years old. Before pursuing acting, Edelman attended Cornell University to study veterinary medicine, but left during his first year. He played Murray the cop in the film adaptation of Simon's The Odd Couple, 1968, and appeared in Simon's California Suite, 1978. In 1973, he acted alongside Bill Bixby and Valerie Perrine in Bruce J. Friedman's Steam Bath, a controversial PBS drama. His final role was in an episode of Burke's Law. Herb Edelman passed away from emphysema on July 21, 1996, in Los Angeles at the age of 62. Richard Paul. Richard Paul took on the role of Mayor Sam Booth in 1986 at the age of 46. From 1977 to 1979, Paul played Mayor Teddy Burnside in Carter Country, where his famous catchphrase was, "Handle it, Roy, handle it." He appeared in the film Eating Raoul, 1982, written and directed by Paul Bartel, and also starred in the short-lived sitcom Herbie, the Love Bug, in the same year. Paul later appeared in Bartel's short film The Secret Cinema, which was part of the Amazing Stories television series, and in Bartel's Not for Publication. Richard Paul succumbed to cancer at age 58 on December 25, 1998, at his home in the Studio City area of Los Angeles. Claude Akins. Claude Akins portrayed Captain Ethan Cragg in 1984 at the age of 58. Akins made his film debut in From Here to Eternity, 1953, and played a seaman and shipmate of Lee Marvin in The Caine Mutiny, 1954. He also appeared as a rodeo clown convicted of armed robbery in Killer on Horseback, an episode of the NBC anthology series Star Stage, which served as the pilot for the syndicated police drama State Trooper, starring Rod Cameron. Akins passed away from stomach cancer in Pasadena, California, on January 27, 1994, at the age of 67. Madeleine Roux. Madeleine Roux played Jean O'Neill in 1989 when she was 54 years old. Roux began her show business career at 17 as a dancer at the Copacabana nightclub in New York City. She guest-starred in numerous television series, starting with Cheyenne, 1955. In a 1960 episode of Bonanza titled Day of Reckoning, she played the wife of Ricardo Montalban's character. Roux eventually became completely incapacitated by multiple sclerosis and died from pneumonia at 68 at the Motion Picture and Television Country House and Hospital in Woodland Hills, Los Angeles, California. Jeff Conaway. Jeff Conaway played Howard Griffin in 1984 at the age of 34. While attending NYU, Conaway appeared in television commercials and starred in a school production of The Threepenny Opera. He made his film debut in the 1971 romantic drama Jennifer on My Mind, which also featured future stars Robert De Niro and Barry Bostwick. On May 11, 2011, Conaway was found unconscious from what was initially described as an overdose of substances believed to be pain medication and was taken to Encino Tarzana Regional Medical Center in Encino, California, where he was listed in critical condition. Conaway passed away the following morning at the age of 60. Tom Bosley. Tom Bosley portrayed Sheriff Amos Tupper in 1984 at the age of 57. Bosley played the Knave of Hearts in a Hallmark Hall of Fame broadcast of Eva Le Gallienne's production of Alice in Wonderland in 1955. Among his early television appearances was a 1960 episode of the CBS summer replacement series Diagnosis Unknown with Patrick O'Neill. Bosley is best known for his role as Howard Cunningham on the sitcom Happy Days. He starred in the 2008 Hallmark Channel television movie Charlie and Me. In 2010, he appeared in The Backup Plan and Santa Buddies, which were his final films. Bosley died from complications of a staph infection on October 19, 2010, at a hospital in Rancho Mirage, California, near his home in Palm Springs. George DiCenzo. George DiCenzo played Inspector Lombardo in 1984 at the age of 44. He appeared in Hotel, directed by Mike Figgis, and Tempted, directed by Bill Bennett. DiCenzo also portrayed the late baseball commissioner Abe Bartlett Giamatti in the television movie Hustle, which focused on disgraced baseball legend Pete Rose. In 1976, he played prosecuting attorney Vincent Bugliosi in the CBS made-for-TV movie Helter Skelter. Additionally, he starred in McLean's Law, a television film that served as the pilot for the series, alongside James Arness and Marshall Colt. DiCenzo passed away from sepsis on August 9, 2010, at the age of 70. Chad Everett. Chad Everett portrayed Clark Blanchard in 1986 when he was 49 years old. Everett's first significant role was in an episode of the detective series Surfside 6, 1960-1962. His first major role came a year later in the film Claudel English, and he played a deputy in the short-lived 1963 ABC Western series The Dakotas. In 2001, Everett had a brief scene with Naomi Watts in David Lynch's Mulholland Drive, which Salon magazine described as the heart of the movie. Everett authored and self-published a book of romantic poetry dedicated to his wife, Shelby Grant. He passed away from lung cancer on July 24, 2012, at his home in Los Angeles at the age of 75. Vince Howard. Vince Howard played Blanton in 1984 at the age of 55. Howard began his career in 1963, co-starring in the new NBC dramatic television series Mr. Novak. From the 1970s until 1994, Howard had recurring roles in various television programs, including The Smith Family, Barnaby Jones, and The Streets of San Francisco. He also co-starred in Emergency as Motorcycle Officer Vince, frequently appearing in scenes where the Los Angeles County Fire Department squad arrived, often providing additional assistance. Howard passed away from leukemia on July 18, 2002, just 3 days shy of his 73rd birthday. Keith Michelle. Keith Michelle played Dennis Stanton in 1988 when he was 62 years old. Michelle joined the Young Vic Theatre Company and made his London debut by 1951. With an early role as Bassanio in The Merchant of Venice. His first London musical was And So to Bed, where he played King Charles II. In 1958, he starred as Nestor Lefripe in the musical Irma la Douce, later performing the role at the National Theatre in Washington, D.C., and on Broadway in 1960-1961. Besides acting, Michelle wrote the musical Pete McGinty and the Dreamtime, an Australian interpretation of Henrik Ibsen's Peer Gynt, featuring his own paintings as backdrops. Michelle passed away in Hampstead, London, 11 days before his 89th birthday. Steve Forrest. Steve Forrest played Captain Ned Larkin in 1986 at the age of 61. Forrest began his career as a stagehand at the La Jolla Playhouse near San Diego, where Gregory Peck discovered him. Peck cast him in La Jolla's production of Goodbye Again and arranged Forrest's first screen test with MGM, leading to a contract. In 1965, Forrest and his family moved to London, where he starred as John Mannering in the British crime drama The Baron. Forrest passed away from natural causes on May 18, 2013, in Thousand Oaks, California, at the age of 87. Wayne Rogers. Wayne Rogers portrayed Charlie Garrett in 1993 at the age of 60. Rogers appeared on television in both dramas and sitcoms, including The Invaders, The FBI, Combat, Gunsmoke, Have Gun, Will Travel, Wanted, Dead or Alive, Gomer Pyle, USMC, and The Fugitive, and had a small supporting role in the 1967 movie Cool Hand Luke. When approached for MASH, Rogers initially planned to audition for the role of Hawkeye Pierce. During his time on MASH, he began investing in the stock and real estate markets, eventually becoming a successful money manager and investor. Rogers passed away on December 31, 2015, from complications of pneumonia in Los Angeles at the age of 82. Martin Milner. Martin Milner played Admiral Len Spaulding in 1985 at the age of 54. Throughout the 1950s, he took on several roles in war films, both minor and major, including John Wayne's Operation Pacific, 1951, and Mr. Roberts, 1955, alongside William Powell, Henry Fonda, James Cagney, and Jack Lemmon. In 1960, Milner was cast as Todd Stiles on the television series Route 66, which aired until 1964. In 1971, Milner played the murder victim in the premiere episode of Columbo titled Murder by the Book. On September 6, 2015, Milner passed away from heart failure at his home in Carlsbad, California, at the age of 83. Ed Nelson. Ed Nelson played Carl Turnbull in 1985 at the age of 57. In 1958, he acted in and produced Bruno Vasoda's science fiction horror film The Brain Eaters, with Roger Corman as executive producer. Nelson's television career included numerous guest starring roles, such as the talented but arrogant Dr. Wade Parsons in the 1962 episode Doctor on Horseback of the Western series The Tall Man. Nelson passed away on August 9, 2014, in Greensboro, North Carolina, from congestive heart failure. He was 85 years old. Rosanna Huffman. Rosanna Huffman played Connie Miles in 1984 at the age of 46. Born to Doris and Christine Huffman on August 12, 1938, in the small coal mining town of Timblin, Pennsylvania, she moved to New York in the 1960s and quickly landed a lead role in the 1965 Broadway production of Half a Sixpence. She also had a recurring role on Hill Street Blues, portraying the wife of Joe Spano's character, Lieutenant Henry Goldblum. Rosanna Huffman passed away from pancreatic cancer at her home in Santa Monica, California, on May 20, 2016, at the age of 77. Alan Fudge. Alan Fudge played Brian Wade in 1991 at the age of 47. On television, Fudge was known for his roles as Lou Dalton in the drama Seventh Heaven, C.W. Crawford in the adventure series Man from Atlantis, and Jim Kimbrough in the crime drama Ice-Skid. He appeared in numerous television movies based on popular series, including Columbo, Columbo Goes to the Guillotine, Columbo, Columbo Goes to College, Matlock, The Witness Killings, and Murder, She Wrote, A Story to Die For. Alan Fudge died in Los Angeles at the age of 67 from lung and liver cancer on October 10, 2011. Ken Howard. Ken Howard portrayed Hank Shipton in 1985 at the age of 41. Howard's career kicked off on Broadway in Promises, Promises alongside Jerry Orbach. In 1970, he clinched a Tony Award for Best Supporting or Featured Actor, Dramatic, for his performance in Child's Play. Transitioning to television, Howard took on the role of Ken Reeves, a high school basketball coach in Los Angeles, in the Bruce Paltrow-produced series The White Shadow in 1978. In 2007, Howard received a stage 4 prostate cancer diagnosis. In March 2016, he was admitted to a hospital in Valencia, California, battling shingles, where he passed away on March 23rd, just 5 days before his 72nd birthday. Bruce Gray. Bruce Gray portrayed Ted Hartley in 1984 at the age of 48. After a minor role in the 1966 film Adulterous Affair, Gray steadily built his career from 1978 onward, appearing in various film and television productions based in both Canada and the United States. He may be most recognized by Canadian viewers for his portrayal of investment banker Adam Cunningham in the global series Traders, 1996-2000. Additionally, he made a guest appearance on the cable television show Queer as Folk. portraying the character of gay millionaire George Schickel. Gray succumbed to cancer on December 13, 2017, in Los Angeles, California, at the age of 81. Bradford Dillman. Bradford Dillman portrayed Arthur Brent in 1985 when he was 55 years old. Training at the Actors Studio, Dillman apprenticed for several seasons at the Sharon, Connecticut Playhouse before making his debut as a professional actor in The Scarecrow in 1953. His first Broadway appearance was in the U.S. premiere of Eugene O'Neill's Long Day's Journey into Night in November 1956. He passed away in Santa Barbara, California on January 16, 2018, at the age of 87, due to complications from pneumonia. Roy Dotrice. Roy Dotrice depicted Dr. Howard Sorensen in 1990 at the age of 67. Dotrice provided the voice for Permanent Undersecretary Sir Gregory Pitkin in the early episodes of the BBC radio comedy The Men from the Ministry. He portrayed John Aubrey in Brief Lives, a one-man play created and directed by Patrick Garland, holding the stage for nearly 3 hours. In the 1970s, Dotrice portrayed Charles Dickens in the television miniseries Dickens of London. He passed away at the age of 94 on October 16, 2017, in London. No cause of death was disclosed. Julie Adams. Julie Adams portrayed Eve Simpson in 1987 when she was 61 years old. She initially used her real name until 1949, when she commenced her work for Universal International, where she crossed paths with future luminaries such as James Best, Piper Laurie, Rock Hudson, and Tony Curtis. Her debut film role was a minor one in Red, Hot, and Blue, 1949, followed by a leading role in the Lippert Western The Dalton Gang, 1949. Adams joined other cast members from Creature from the Black Lagoon for a 50th anniversary celebration of the film at Creature Fest in November 2003. She passed away on February 3, 2019, in Los Angeles, California, at the age of 92. Ken Swofford. Ken Swofford portrayed Lieutenant Catalano in 1985 when he was 52 years old. Swofford graduated from Southern Illinois University Carbondale in 1959 with a Bachelor of Science degree in theater. In a 1976 interview, the distinctive red-headed actor discussed the benefits of an acting career, highlighting spending more time with his children and having the freedom to pursue various roles. Nevertheless, in 2018, he provided the voice for the title character of Happy the Angry Polar Bear in a film written and directed by his grandson, Brandon. Swofford passed away on November 1, 2018, at the age of 85 in Pacific Grove, California. His grandson, Brandon, announced his death on Twitter. Jessica Walter. Jessica Walter portrayed Gwen Noble in 1985 at the age of 44. Walter commenced her acting journey on stage, earning a Clarence Derwent Award in 1963 for outstanding debut Broadway performance in Peter Ustinov's Photo Finish. In 1964, she made appearances in the inaugural episode of the television series Flipper, as well as in CBS's drama The Reporter episode titled How Much for a Prince? In May 2018, Walter found herself embroiled in an on-set dispute regarding alleged harassment from her Arrested Development co-star, Jeffrey Tambor. On March 24, 2021, Walter passed away peacefully in her sleep at her residence in Manhattan. Gregory Sierra. Gregory Sierra portrayed Lieutenant Gabriel Katcharis in 1985 when he was 48 years old. He initiated his career on the theatrical stage, touring with the National Shakespeare Company, and in 1967, he graced the stage as the Duke of Austria in King John at the New York Shakespeare Festival. Sierra then relocated to Los Angeles in the late 1960s to delve into the realms of film and television. In 1992, Sierra depicted drug dealer Felix Barbosa in the Bill Duke-directed film Deep Cover, alongside Lawrence Fishburne and Jeff Goldblum, and he also appeared in the comedy sequel Honey, I Blew Up the Kid. Sierra succumbed to a lengthy battle with stomach and liver cancer on January 4, 2021, at the age of 83. Ernie Lively. Ernie Lively portrayed Hal Palmer in 1990 at the age of 43. Lively is perhaps most recognized for his roles in Passenger 57, The Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants, and The Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants 2. In the latter two movies, he portrayed the father of a character portrayed by his own real-life daughter, Blake. Lively's career as a character actor stretches back to the 1970s, commencing with television appearances on programs such as The Waltons and The Dukes of Hazzard. Lively passed away on June 3, 2021, in Los Angeles due to cardiac complications. Richardson Morse. Richardson Morse depicted Arvin Bucknell in 1987 at the age of 49. Morse was born on December 29, 1938, in Chicago, Illinois, USA. He was an actor and director, recognized for his work in Contact, 1997, National Security, 2003, and Housemaid of Dawn, 1972. He passed away on March 14, 2021, in Santa Barbara, California, USA. Ron Masak. Ron Masak portrayed Sheriff Mort Metzger in 1985 at the age of 49. He initially started his career as a stage performer and primarily focused on theater, before transitioning to the realms of film and television, establishing himself as a recognizable character actor. Masak's early television roles included appearances in The Twilight Zone, Get Smart, The Monkees, I Dream of Jeannie, Bewitched, and The Mary Tyler Moore Show. On October 20th, 2022, Masak passed away in Thousand Oaks, California, at the age of 86. Mitchell Ryan. Mitchell Ryan depicted Captain Ernest Lenko in 1985 when he was 49 years old. Ryan was an original member of the cast of the beloved TV soap opera Dark Shadows, portraying Burke Devlin until his departure from the show in June 1967 due to struggles with alcoholism, subsequently replaced by Anthony George. He portrayed Greg's father, Edward Montgomery, in the comedy series Dharma and Greg, 1997-2002. The following year, Ryan lent his voice to the character Highfather in Justice League. Ryan passed away from heart failure at his residence in Los Angeles, California on March 4, 2022, at the age of 88. Jerry Orbach. Jerry Orbach portrayed Harry McGraw in 1985 at the age of 50. Orbach went on to achieve success as a Broadway and off-Broadway actor. His breakthrough role was El Gallo in the original 1960 production of the long-running hit The Fantastics, where Orbach was the first to perform the show's iconic song and pop standard, Try to Remember. In January 1994, less than 2 years into his tenure on Law & Order, Orbach received a diagnosis of prostate cancer. Following his departure from the series at the conclusion of the 2003-04 season, Orbach underwent chemotherapy, but he ultimately lost his battle with cancer on December 28, 2004, at the Memorial Sloan Kettering Cancer Center in New York City at the age of 69. Angela Lansbury. Angela Lansbury portrayed Jessica Fletcher in 1984 at the age of 59. Lansbury found employment in a Canadian touring production of Tonight at 8:30 and was accompanied by her daughter. It was there that Lansbury secured her initial theatrical position as a nightclub performer at the Samovar Club in Montreal, interpreting songs by Noel Coward. Lansbury passed away peacefully at her residence in the Brentwood district of Los Angeles on October 11, 2022, at the age of 96. William Wyndham. William Wyndham depicted Dr. Seth Hazlitt in 1985 at the age of 62. His cinematic journey began in the 1950s. Wyndham made appearances in various television series, including Omnibus and Robert Montgomery Presents. Throughout the 1990s and 2000s, Wyndham continued to land roles in both film and television, featuring in productions such as Summersby, 1993, Miracle on 34th Street, 1994, and Clint Eastwood's True Crime, 1999, as well as television series like Ally McBeal, 2000, and The District, 2001. His final performance came in the 2005 drama Yesterday's Dreams. Wyndham passed away on August 16, 2012, at the age of 88, at his residence in Woodacre, California, due to congestive heart failure. In every installment of Murder, She Wrote, a gifted ensemble cast breathed life into the narrative, and today we've paid tribute to the legacies of 31 extraordinary individuals who shared their skills with this legendary series. We appreciate your company on this exploration, and goodbye.